So what did I think? I think the deck is good as a whole. I think this list is not optimized. I think that these should definitely be Inquisition of Causal X. Uh, I think that there needs to be probably another land, and another cantrip or two somewhere, just to make the Snapcasters really nice. Like, I wouldn't mind like a Thought Scour and a Probe and a land somehow making it into the deck. I'm not really sure how. But I'd also like for the land to be a value land if possible, like Desolate Lighthouse. Um, let's see. Spell Snare was fine. Dispel Main was consistently great. I could see cutting like a Pestromite or a Cryptic. Maybe this Electrolyze going. I'm not a huge Electrolyze fan right now. Kolaghan's of Command was great. I don't know if it's a main deck card. It is worth noting I did make a mistake on not making a mistake. So when I cast Kolaghan's Command and targeted Grimlavamancer and Spellskite, I was like, oh, that was a mistake because you can just redirect the 2 damage. Except for Spellskite, because it's the same as when you electrolyze a X1 and a Spellskite. They can't change both of the. Is that how that works? I'm gonna have to look that up because I think that it's specifically with the split damage. The damage has to be split. But because I think you can destroy the same artifact and deal 2 damage to a creature or player with Kolaghan's Command, I think Spellskite can move it. But with Electrolyze, because the damage is being dealt to 1 and 1, you can't deal 1 and 1. You have to deal 2. You can't do that. So I think that actually, I'm gonna have to look this up. You probably should too before you play this deck. Anyways, which brings me to my next point, is that this deck is quite intricate. And if you're going to play Twin at this Grand Prix, practice. The deck's good. It definitely rewards you for practicing, but practice. Angler, not really huge on this idea. I wouldn't mind like Keranos instead. The sideboard is something I'd have to put a little more effort into to really figure it out. But all the cards in here seem reasonable. The thing is that like you have to lay out every matchup and figure out the 15 with this deck. And in order to do that, you have to have a main deck locked in. So there's a lot of room in the sideboard for wiggling that I really have not put in the effort with the deck to figure out. Threads of Disloyalty, like there's no Spellskites, there's no Threads of Disloyalty, stuff like that just has to be considered. I guess, like, you have to look at Rending Volley, and, like, it's obviously better in the mirror, but doesn't kill Siege Rhino. I don't think you'd want to board it in against Rhinos, but if people are going to play Little Kid, you can also kill all the Little Kid creatures with Combust. I guess Rending Volley does that too, just doesn't kill Rhino, which, like, because you can Rending Volley, like, a Smiter or a Wiltleaf Liege, but you can't volley a Rhino down. I don't know. There's a lot of very small things that have to be figured out, and those are the details that really matter with this deck because you really are a control deck that happens to have the power of the twin combo. And up until the printing of Tasigur, I haven't really felt like that was super great. Like, you just kind of draw a lot of really stupid hands with, like, Tarmogoyfs and Deceiver Exarchs. But because just what this card does to a game and how it takes over. Like, with Tarmogoyf, your Jund opponent can take 2 hits and then Abrupt Decay it. With Tasigur, they can't even Abrupt Decay it, and if you just untap with it once, they're just so far behind. It really is a true control threat in this format. And, well, I don't know if this is the right way to, like, you could just have a control deck with it. This deck certainly does look good and have some powerful aspects that a normal control deck would not have.